lasagna. This is an Italian original turned traditional American favorite. Hey guys, it's Rachel, the McCormick food stylist and chef. Today I'm hosting Flavor Makers, and I'm super excited to share a few of my favorite hacks and tips in some delicious recipes. They're easy, simple, and packed full of flavor. So I preheated my oven to 375. I've got my ground beef over here that's all ready. So I'm going to take out my meat and I'm going to put it in a bowl. I want to keep that flavor in there. That's going to go into this delicious tomato meat sauce. This can be your way to start your own tradition. A generation from now, your family members might refer to this recipe with your name at the top of it. I have a little olive oil in here and I'm adding some onions. This is going to make our tomato sauce super rich and delicious. I'm sauteing my onions up in a little bit of that olive oil, and now it's time for a perfect seasoning. We are using McCormick Hint of Salt Neapolitan Pizza Seasoning. This blend contains herbs like basil and oregano and garlic. This is gonna make the flavor just right. I'm going to saute in that flavor. And of course, since we used a little bit of hint of salt, that allows me to be able to control the salt on my own. So I am just adding a little bit of salt. I'm also going to add a little bit of sugar, and that sugar is going to balance out the acidity in the tomatoes. So next, you cannot have Italian cooking without garlic. We're gonna add a little bit of garlic powder in here. Actually a lot. I love a lot of garlic. And we'll mix that on up. This smells unreal. So I have 2 cans of crushed tomatoes, a can of diced tomatoes, and a little bit of tomato paste. We are using 3 kinds of tomatoes. I like using the tomato paste in the little tube here because I can save it in the fridge for later. So I'll stir that up. You'll see all those herbs and all those flavors will get mixed throughout the tomatoes. They'll stew together and just become this luscious tomato sauce. Lastly, a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Sprinkle that in. Since we're using no-boil, time-saving pasta sheets, we wanna make sure we have a lot of liquid in our lasagna. So I like making a lot of sauce. Once you've brought everything to a boil, we're going to reduce the heat and let this simmer. So while my sauce is simmering, we're gonna mix up cheese times 3. I have ricotta, going to add in a little mozzarella cheese, and Parmesan. So we have 3 kinds of tomatoes and 3 kinds of cheeses. This is going to be a delicious lasagna. So I have my cheese mixed a little bit, and now I'm going to add some eggs. I have 2 eggs here that I'm just gonna whisk up in a little bowl. That's so that they get distributed nice and evenly throughout my cheese. So I'll add that in there, and a little bit of McCormick coarse ground black pepper. But wait, there's more. We have to add some of that McCormick Hint of Salt Neapolitan Pizza Seasoning. Say that 10 times fast. Now, salt is optional, but mozzarella and ricotta are lower in salt, so adding some will really make the flavors pop. And of course, my Hint of Salt seasoning doesn't really contain so much salt, so I add as much as I want. I'm going to mix this up. I want everything distributed nice and evenly. You can see that seasoning, it pops throughout the cheese. Look at that. Oh my goodness. When you take a bite of lasagna, you're gonna have flavor pockets of cheesiness. It's going to be so delicious. I'm going to add my ground beef into the stewed tomato sauce. Now I'm going to mix that together. It smells so good. That pizza seasoning, I mean, tell me about it. It is so delicious. Now comes my favorite part, the layering. So I'll move my pot over to my lasagna pan. I'll clear the area. Now is the perfect time to turn up the music and zone out. This is like cooking meditation. I truly feel like cooking is my meditation. Yum, yum, yum. So I'm gonna spread some of my sauce on the bottom of my lasagna baking dish. I'm going to add a bunch of measuring cup spoonfuls of my sauce. I like using a measuring cup so I can keep track of how much I'm using in each layer. So we're gonna top our sauce with our no-cook lasagna noodles. The no-cook noodles save you tons of time. I'm layering in 3 of those, and then I'm gonna top that with some more sauce. And next comes the cheese. So I'm taking some big spoonfuls, and I'm going to kind of spread it over the top. And then my next layer of no-boil noodles. So going with some more sauce, some cheese, 1 more layer of noodles, and then I'm using the rest of my sauce. Okay, so all my noodles are covered. It's important to cover your noodles with sauce so that nothing gets left out and that they all get super soft when they're cooking. I like to cover my lasagna with some aluminum foil sprayed with non-stick cooking spray. This will help heat the lasagna thoroughly without drying out the edges. And we are ready for the oven. I'll put this in an oven at 375 for about 35 minutes. So I've taken my lasagna out of the oven, taking off my foil, and I've increased my temperature to 475. So now I'm topping with some more cheese. A little bit of mozzarella cheese, and of course some Parmesan cheese. So I like to grate it fresh on the top. I'm using this beautiful cheese wedge, but you can totally use pre-grated Parmesan. And then I'll pop this back in the oven for about 15 more minutes so that the top is browned. I have removed my lasagna from the oven. It is super bubbling hot and smells so good. It's a perfect time to go hang out with my roommates and my family because for 15 minutes, I really cannot touch this. It will literally burn the roof of your mouth. Oh. This recipe came together in less than an hour. You have to try it. And you'll get to pass this down to future generations. Make sure you like and subscribe to McCormick on YouTube so you can check out all the Flavor Maker videos.